Wait a second. That was not where I was going with that.
You are now reacting to NMIXX. NMIXX! You are now reacting to NMIXX and 2 tracks off of their 4th EP, FE304 Forward! Up first is NMIXX's High Horse. And this song conveys a message of rejecting arrogance, superficiality, and societal judgment while embracing self-confidence and authenticity. The lyrics encourage staying true to oneself despite external negativity and recognizing inner worth beyond other people's opinions. The song is composed by E Maj, also known as Collapsed One, Abir, Julius Rodriguez, and Frederick Fedro. And I did see Collapsed One, he's a JYP producer, said that they wrote this back in 2018 or something like that.
Interesting.
And they've been sitting on it for a while, so he's very happy that it's been released. If you're hearing this right now, that means this video isn't monetizable, nor is it sponsored. Instead, this video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support our team and also gain access to tons of exclusive content. Ooh, nice transition where they take everything out and then they introduce a new synth.
It isn't NMIXX unless they put some crazy electronic antics.
Thank you so much to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't keep doing this without you. And now, back to the video. So, even though this was a pre-release, they did not release a full music video for the full song. So we are listening to the audio. It's just gonna be audio.
Okay.
Gotcha.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, the record crackle.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Hi, piano.
it's giving ballad.
Interesting.
Yes. Okay. This is coming together now.
They keep changing the chords.
Hey, this lo-fi.
Yeah. Nice.
Halftime. Whoa! We're like 2 measures.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Diminish. Yeah, the drum machine sound.
I love this.
Very twinkly.
Whoa.
Super wide panning on the track.
Oh my god.
Changing the harmonic rhythm as well. Ooh, nice harp.
What? What?
Whoa. This is like, oh, this is so, like progressive jazz.
That almost sounds like a Kendrick Lamar type of like a rap-based beat. How much $1 cost?
Yes.
Sean, help. What's happening?
Well, they added a bass.
Nice instrumental change.
Boom, boom, boom. That's holding it down with those drums.
Very
it's
simple.
so interesting how it switches between the 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a vibe. I would add this right to the car playlist.
Yeah, really interesting.
Cowbell.
Mouthpiece. It keeps the momentum going, which is nice.
I love how they changed the orchestration of like what's happening in those sections.
All subdivisions taken out, so you're floating.
Now like very ballady harmonies.
Ooh, new section.
That halftime feels
Yeah,
nice.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Wow, Haewon's crazy.
Singing's great on this, oh my god.
Got that really just...
Yeah.
It still manages to be a ballad as well, despite all of its things.
Oh, there it is. There's the change up.
Oh.
Oh, that was a cool piano.
It's there, but like distorted.
Ah, nice surprise.
Psych! Ooh!
Cool.
Ooh!
Cool.
Wow.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Journey. That might be the best NMIXX song I've heard. I like that a lot. That was really good.
I wasn't really sold on either part, but then like when they kept switching, that was more interesting. And then when it went to another new sound for the pre-chorus and then another new sound for the chorus, it started to all work together.
You know NMIXX is
Exactly.
NMIXX pop, right?
That's why I was wondering, okay, that might be it. Like it's their strength.
I feel like at the beginning I expected it to be kind of like a sad ballad situation, but it's not.
No, it's not, I don't think.
No.
It's like reflective.
Yeah, reflective.
I think
That's a
reflective,
good, yeah.
and then also there's like a bit of anxiousness in there too.
Yeah, I guess that's cool then, like the dichotomy of like between being like empowered versus like driving forward. Like those are like two different kind of emotions. I think that's cool.
Definitely melancholy. There was
The horse keeps going.
yeah,
Even
like
though
just,
you're sad.
just this like exploratory feeling. It's serene in a weird way.
I can imagine like a scene in like a summer or spring day. It's a big mountain.
Like field.
Oh, field.
Yeah. It's something about the chords chosen that makes this song feel, or makes me feel an emotion that's hard to describe.
I love the progression. I think like the Neapolitan sound is kind of like, it's really jarring, and every single time it happens, I love it.
Some songs might like go between these two sounds, but this one it goes to, so it's like 1, flat 2, 5. Cool. Very, very classical.
Then it comes back to this.
That part is such there's so much interesting stuff going on, like harmonically, like tonality wise there too. It's just not like a straightforward like 1 5 6 4. Then so that's a weird one.
I think it's 1 2 5 7 5 7 of 4.
Of what key?
Of B flat.
There's something about this chord progression that feels so uplifted and floating and not very grounded.
This one.
Mm-hmm. That's
super
good.
tasty.
Or just, and then it's a 4. It's a.
It's the 7th in the bass, so it's
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4/2.
Okay, 4/2.
I think it has such like a strong pull to it. It's so beautiful. It's such like a bright sound too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the form is like a little strange.
But there wasn't much of like a hook. I mean, there was a form, but there wasn't anything like trying to grab your attention vocally.
It sort of just goes between sections versus like preparing and
Yes,
going.
yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like living life. You just kind of like, it's existing, it's ambient. Yeah, so I think that creates that sort of like sense of just existence.
So I feel like they wrote this not to have it like be singable or memorable. It's just like a really nice vibe.
Like it's got some funky things, like especially in terms of like the instrumentation, like
Cowbell later on, synths, pads, like various melodic things.
Keeps coming back as well. Even like at the bridge, I think there's like everything going on. It's like more chaos. There's still that motif in the background.
But like I like how it started off like super legato. And then it just kind of went into like spaciousness. Because there was like half a bar in between.
And then it gives it more space for the drums to kind of add continuity later on.
So surprisingly, I was thrown off by the rhythm. Sorry guys, I failed you.
He's so embarrassed.
Right off the bat, I thought, because it's going bum 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 ba-dum, right? I thought that was like dotted eighth note. I was trying to tap my foot every 5/16 notes.
So you made it a little bit more complicated than
it was. And yeah, and then like 2 bars in, I was like, this is not right. I know exactly what happened, and I know what this rhythm is, and I can't believe that I was thrown off.
It was because they start with absolutely no percussion,
Yeah.
so you can kind of interpret however.
The beat was really reminiscent of like...
You got like a dusty drum beat there.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
a real
little
dusty
bit.
drum. I really liked the boom, boom, boom. I really, just the piano was holding it down the whole
with
time.
it, yeah.
Very minimalist.
I feel like the perpetual motion of the kind of quarters pushing us forward keeps the emotion.
I'm also just a fan of like that drum beat. I think it's so hip.
Maybe the hip hop beat is like that swagger, that like sort of braggadocious part of you that like comes out occasionally, but maybe you're like trying to suppress it or transcend it.
The kit is pretty, I want to say like garage kit sounding. When it gets more grungy later on, it definitely like feels way more like jarring.
What helps with that vibe is that in this intro section, the rhythm is coming from this really washy ride cymbal.
Yeah.
And you sometimes get some hi-hat notes. But I think in that grungier section, it switches, like it flips. I think there is still some sort of ride cymbal being playing, but the hi-hat is giving more of the subdivision. So I think that helps with the grunginess, because it's a little more articulate, it's a little more punchy, pokey, so I guess it gives that sort of grungy feel.
It's really hard for K-pop songs to get like feelings of authenticity in the arrangement, because oftentimes those songs can tend to feel overproduced in comparison to the theme that they're trying to convey. But in this, I think they totally get it.
I feel like they're transcending kind of K-pop tropes a little bit with this. It's like, oh, we're making something kind of artistic a little bit, and a really like evocative experience, because it's somber and it's melancholic, but it goes hard at the same time.
Hard, yeah.
It introduces the NMIXX charm again, once again.
You are now reacting to Slingshot, a B-side off of NMIXX's 4th EP, and this is a metaphorical song that likens overcoming challenges to a slingshot's tension and release, emphasizing resilience and forward momentum. The lyrics liken the members to a high-speed slingshot, symbolizing their relentless pursuit of goals, fearlessness, and overcoming obstacles, and the determination to break through any limits in their path. The song is composed by Strong Dragon, he did Dash and See That,
Oh.
Jolly, Frankie Day, and Aston.
So that means this will have a change up. Wait, so it was break, stick out, break, stick out, and forward. Those seem to not have any correlation at all.
First you break, and then you
stick
out, and then you go
move
forward.
What are these arm movements?
Yes.
A 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
Alright, that took me a second to figure out where the time was too. Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Shoot.
Ah! E major!
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
Wait, since when did we get here?
Shift.
Wait a second. That was not where I was going with that.
Going up. Oh, going down.
It sounds like I'm in some. What is happening? I'm just hearing like all the, the noises, yeah.
I feel like we're kind of centering around B flat here.
Crazy harmony things going on in the vocals there. Oh my god.
Did you say golden snitch? Like the Harry Potter?
Oh, I'm now very confused.
Guys, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Is this Lydian? D-Lydian?
I'm gonna throw my guitar.
That's a very interesting pre-chorus.
Funky.
Because it sounds incredibly dissonant.
Yeah.
NMIXX! Did we need more mixing?
It sounds like two pieces of wood or just.
Oh, there are more synths this time.
The background vocals are fucking crazy. What is happening?
That ending is so different from the rest of the song. So like
Both of you putting your heads in your hands.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Forget the other song. This is the kind of, this is my favorite one.
I don't know what just happened. I can't lie.
I think I'm kind of a fan. That's so fun. It was noisy, but like.
I feel like I was stuck in a pinball machine listening to that song, and that can be both a compliment and a criticism.
That was.
They're pretty good at making me confused on what the beat is. I'm not gonna lie. Normally, that's never a problem for a man like myself.
This feels like they're pushing the mix concept, pushing it further.
Yes, it feels like the title track was like a step back while this was a step forward almost.
Yes.
Yeah, I was able to hear like a similarity in the different sections in High Horse a little more. Like I was able to sort of connect them. But this one, it feels almost a little more random.
Came from a place of, it seemed like they knew that it was raunchy and kind of disgusting sounding, and they leaned into that heavy. And I actually am usually a pretty big fan of when music does that.
Like, I could not tell you the form. I could not tell you what the form of that song was.
That was sound.
Because there are distinct sections. Yes. It's very clear when a section would change to a different section, and sometimes it'd be really short. And then the slingshot, you're the slingshot bit. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
But there's like other bits where it's just like, there was a lot happening that I can't even like tell you what it sounded like. I could not tell you.
They said NMIXX, but it makes everything.
In the first 30 seconds, my emotions were played with a lot. You know, the rhythm was still interesting, but it was a bit more predictable, and I'm like, there's no way this song could live up to what that intro was. And then the rest of the song happened, and it totally did. Like the boom, 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 boom section, I was like, wow, even that section sounds experimental and different, and honestly kind of relieving. It was like a ride where I needed a little bit of groundedness.
Maybe that is classical musician brain. Like I'm just more used to hearing like instrumental voices like layered on top of each other to create a texture. But like that sounded much more cohesive than I would have thought that it did, because it was still funky. There were some weird things going on.
It still had some grounding, you know. It had a strong beat. We were in 4/4. Right? Right? The whole time?
Yes.
But some of the syncopations were wild, dude.
Okay, I'm glad that there was still like a strict 4/4 meter kind of going the whole time.
Oh my god, imagine this with meter changes.
With meter changes, dude, like we'd be here for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, this spot. I feel like as soon as like the rhythm or the groove comes back in, her rhythm is elongated, so it almost feels like we're not in this groove. Like the groove is set up like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going boom, boom. You know, it's like almost Hemiola-ish.
Yeah. Or they do it a lot in this track actually, where it's like they want to trick you into thinking that they're doing a metric modulation, but they never actually do.
Wait, what was the offbeat at the beginning? Because this was so different from the bridge. Da, 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 da. So they kind of flipped it. The faster notes were towards the beginning. Da, 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 as opposed to bam bam ba ba da ba da ba ba. Swung da 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 da, and then da 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 straight eights in the bridge. Da 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 bam bam.
Like in a Mario Kart, car racing, like there's themes, you know? They went to somewhere like adventurous, and then they did another slingshot, and that went to like in a park or something. Like the destination of that slingshot was in a different settings. I don't think I've ever heard of a K-pop song that changes its even harmony and like the texture itself, like so suddenly.
What is happening?
What is, we don't know.
But yeah, slingshotting from like, even like different harmonic zones.
Yeah. Bro said random chord generator.
D-Lydian.
Dun, 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 dun. So that's the spoken hook. Dun, dun.
I mean, she's rapping, but that's kind of the
bass
pitch. But I think it may be B flat to B double flat going down to A flat because you did catch those little A flat chords.
That coming in a second.
Yeah.
Like, where's Do? Where's Do right now?
Yeah, don't worry about
Right, and then we're there. So I'm thinking like A flat major.
Yeah, that modulation.
Or do that, and then it's just...
Emma, do you care to enlighten me what just happened? Like, what do they modulate to?
And then, here we go. Sounds tropical Disney for a second.
So E major, yeah. I think it's a pretty standard, like 1, 5, 7, 4, 4, minor 4 progression. It's just like, it doesn't feel standard because we just modulated to E major from A flat major.
Because they aren't related keys at all.
Yeah, it's the common tone, I think.
Like that's how we get to like Debussy and like French music and post-tonal music, is because of these sorts of treatments of chromaticism. So it's like if you take one pitch, so you take that pitch and then that's the common tone of this new key. That's the pivot itself, because it's like it's related by that one pitch.
Yeah.
But it's unnoticeable because it's centered around that pitch, and if you're just sort of like existing in that area and that happens like all of a sudden, then you're just kind of like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. I had no clue that the key changed.
My problem with analyzing this part of the song is that I'm not able to contextualize any of the little motions into something that feels like, ooh, that's music theory worthy. But the part that I can point out is actually the part that's the most predictable. Everything around it is like jumbled to the point where maybe there's no need to analyze it.
I feel like the point of it is not like what they're doing exactly, but how they're presenting it to you.
It just does not stick to the normal pop music phrase pattern. We're used to specific phrase patterns when it comes to repeating a melody. We're used to sections being a certain time length. It's slingshotting you from section to section to section on unexpected moments. We're changing keys, we're changing grooves, we're changing production. We're adding thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker vocal layers as it goes on. So every section sounds new because you have so many new things to listen to.
I loved this track because it just felt like a controlled chaos. And that's my favorite kind of music. Even in classical music, that's always been my favorite kind of stuff. This is what I wanted from them. This is what I want from them.
If they have like a chaos and diversity to their sound from their older stuff, I feel like they're maturing and refining it.
Dude, they got really creative and experimental. Like, as long as they're still doing these change-ups in the B-side, I'm happy. And it's so experimental and compositionally like active. I can see like why they wanted to play it safe for the title track, but I feel like this would have been so good as a title track.
So then if I were to ask you guys to choose High Horse or Slingshot?
High Horse.
High Horse?
Slingshot.
I would choose High Horse over Slingshot because it's easier to digest. For Slingshot, it was just a lot for me.
High Horse or Slingshot?
For me right now, it's actually Slingshot, but it's really close.
Oh, High Horse.
High Horse. I think so too. High Horse. No bad things at all. It's just a little far from my taste of music in K-pop.
High Horse or Slingshot?
This, Slingshot.
I
don't even need to think about it.
I'm cracking up because High Horse, you were like, this is the best one. This is it.
And then this came along.
Yeah.
Slingshot?
What do you think?
Slingshot.
You like Slingshot?
Definitely Slingshot for me.
They're so different that I don't prefer one over the other. Because I know NMIXX so much that they love experimenting with style, and they do it so creatively. None of their tracks are meant to sound like a different one.
High Horse was certainly a lot easier to grasp. Like, I feel like High Horse does give that contrast where, like, it still feels NMIXX, but it's kind of easy to get a hold of, like, these are the things present, where this is more than, I feel like, one listen can really have a sense of what all's present.
Yeah, check out our React to the K weekly podcast episode on this album to see. Do the rankings change after
Maybe
a week of more listens?
It's entirely likely.
Yeah, I wrote here that the insanity doesn't end here, but it's in a completely different approach.
Yeah. You're on like a nice like joy drive. You're like, oh, look at the cows. Yes. We're just like, what?